Welcome, everyone. Welcome to Purple Lunar Rose Tarot and Astrology. Tonight, we're going to talk about the Libra Full Moon. Guys, we are doing a special live tonight. We're multi streaming, we're on 5 different platforms. Tonight, we're on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, TikTok, and Rumble. Our first time being over on Rumble. I'm not sure how it's working. I hope it's working out great. Can you guys believe we've added another platform? Unbelievable, right? I'm so excited to talk about tonight's full moon because this means that we are in Aries season and we have reached the month of April. I see everyone coming in. Miss L, welcome. Sherry, welcome. Sister is here. True love is so deep. I love that name. How beautiful. All right, guys. So here's what I got tonight. We're going to talk about Libra full moon. I'm going to give you the basic information. I'm going to tell you about the main themes, what you're going to experience. We are going to break down the rising signs, of course. I am going to read for the collective, and then I will offer some free and paid mini readings, of course, at the very end. So stick around, get comfortable, grab a water. I'm not sponsoring anything, but Sister got me this Sprite Chill mango citrus. This is the best thing I've ever drank. I don't know. Where has this been my entire life, right? And it's a soda, but no caffeine. I have to like really limit my caffeine now, right? So I thought it was like so cool. It's like we still get soda taste and that fuzzy, fizzy flavor, but without the caffeine. Can't beat it. All right, guys, I do have a video for you guys to watch while I go over all of the information. Like I say, guys, get comfortable. There is a lot to talk about. I do want to make sure everyone has all of this information before the full moon actually gets here, right? It's interesting because Sister commented, oh, I can't tell. I can't tell if it's working over there on the Rumble or not. Oh, Lord, I hope so. We have one follower over there. It's me. So guys, if you use Rumble, go check us out, right? Okay. Oh no, no, no. I'm always breaking all the buttons. But Sister did say that you can see the full moon from the 31st. Let me click on her comment and see if it lets me. Yes, look at that. Full moon is the pink moon, and it is actually going to be visible from the 31st through the 2nd. And that is a very true statement. You will be able to see that pink moon. It's going to, of course, peak on the night of the 1st, guys. And then, of course, early morning on the 2nd. That really just depends on, where you are on the planet, right? So that is when it's peaking. But Sister True Love is correct. You can spot that moon as soon as the 31st and all the way through the 2nd. All right, let me get my notes. Guys, get your birth charts out because, again, so much information with this particular full moon. And I just want to make sure that everyone is ready before it gets here. Vanessa is joining us over on Facebook. Welcome, Vanessa. Vanessa, if it gets too quiet over there, you just pop over on YouTube. It looks like that is where the crowd is at tonight. But I do appreciate you helping me, of course. Guys, this is our first live in, I don't know. I don't know how many weeks. Um, it's been several, right? It's been several. Spirit put me in a timeout, so to speak, is what I like to call them, forced vacations, right? And I didn't want to call tonight's live Love and Astrology because that's normally what we call this live. But we're not actually back on regular schedule just yet. I have not had that go ahead just yet, right? So tonight's live, I'm just really super grateful to be able to be here and give you guys this full moon information before it all comes to a peak, right? So get your birth charts out, get comfortable. Let's talk about it. I do want to point out as we're going through the information, if you're able to pull up the full moon chart, guys, you can go to astroseek.com and pull up any chart for free for any day. You can get your birth charts there for free as well if you don't happen to have your birth chart. If you need help with your birth chart, of course, you could reach out to me. I would love to help you do that. But it's going to be really important as I go through the information tonight that you notice right here on the chart there. You notice that Aries house right here, first house, all those planets right there in Aries. That is it's a 7-planet asteroid stellium that's happening. It's opposing that full moon, over here in Libra. So as I'm going through the Libra information, I want you to have your charts out and look to see where is Aries for you on your personal birth chart, right? All right, let's get started with all of the info so we can have the knowledge. Sister says, I'm going to hop over to TikTok. Everyone have a great night. Thank you, sister. I haven't even opened it up over there to see how everything was going. I was so excited about the Rumble, but we definitely going to have to do some more work over there. I clearly don't have the buttons figured out, but we will. We'll get it figured out, right? All right, let's get started. Okay, so let's go over just the basic information. Like I said, it's going to be here Wednesday, April 1st. It is coming in late at night, 10:12 Eastern time. It is going to be 7:12 p.m. Pacific time. Greenwich time is 3:12 a.m. on April 2nd. So that's where it depends on where you are in the world where you're going to see this particular full moon. So the moon is going to shine at 12 degrees in Libra, and it is the sign of connection and fairness. This moon is lovingly called the peak moon, but I also want to remind everyone, like Sister let us know earlier, the peak moon is the more common name for this particular moon. That's the one that people know the most, right? But however, this moon is also called the egg moon. So if you guys, especially for those of you that read tarot or have moon oracle cards, you'll see it called the egg moon. Tonight I'm going to actually be using the Queen of the Moon oracle, and Queen of the Moon, it is card number 32. It is the trust card, which is super interesting because that is what literally has to happen as we go through this particular full moon, right? All right, so what makes this moon so special? Well, Libra is the sign of the scales, and it represents harmony and partnership. And this full moon is going to act as a very gentle cosmic nudge, giving you the clarity to create more peace in your life. It's really going to be a beautiful time to celebrate your relationships. It's going to give you a chance to appreciate the people who lift you up and lovingly help you release connections that no longer fit your journey. It's going to allow you to welcome inner peace. It's an invitation to let go of outside noise and turn your focus inward, where your true sense of calm actually lives. And it's going to help you honor your needs. It's a moment of clarity to recognize your own worth and confidently honor what feels right for you. That is going to be the Libra full moon energy. That is the main themes of the Libra full moon energy. But now I'm going to break it down just a little bit more because I want to talk to you about relationship patterns. This is really where this full moon is going to do some shaking up of things, right? Adjust the mic. We have interference. Let me see. I opened the TikTok. It's probably that. All right, let me know if it gets a little better. Earlier when I went to check, I forgot to close the TikTok window, and it seems like when I open the TikTok window, we get some feedback. So let me know if the sound is a little better. Miss L says, I'll do an egg cleansing on myself that day. Oh my gosh, Miss L, that is so perfect. I didn't even think about an egg cleansing. I'm actually going to talk about some rituals at the very end. And Miss L, I didn't even have the egg cleansing in there. Silly me. Thank you, Miss L. That was a very good one. Very good one. All right, guys, let's get into it. So sweet. I'm so sorry, guys. It's gonna be because I opened up the TikTok. Now we know. At least now we know why it happens. All right, here we go. And I'm just not gonna worry about it because sister is gonna jump over there and help me. It's gonna be totally fine. All right, so relationship patterns are going to pop up with this Libra full moon. Remember, it comes in on the 1st, and it's really like a cosmic spotlight on the balance between your individuality and your commitments. So because Libra is the sign of the scales, this lunation is blah, 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 is specifically going to target areas where you may have traded your own truth for a false sense of peace or harmony. Does that make sense? All right, so here's relationship patterns that are likely to be illuminated with this full moon. Okay, so the peace at any price trap. So you may realize where you've been people-pleasing or self-silencing just to avoid conflict. The moon's going to reveal the true harmony is built on honest communication and not just avoiding things out of tension, right? I can't say this right. Reciprocity, you know what I'm trying to say, have mercy, and scoreboarding. So this is imbalances in giving and receiving becoming impossible to ignore. So you might suddenly see clearly who is consistently pouring into you and where you're overextending yourself for those who don't reciprocate. Oh my gosh, I said it right. Look at that. Okay. Also, codependency versus independence, which you'll see there on your screen. I put it in the notes. This is going to be huge because the tension between the sun and Aries, remember, Aries is the me energy, and the moon in Libra, which is the we energy, is going to highlight where you might be losing your identity within any partnership. It's going to encourage moving towards interdependence, where you can be deeply connected without sacrificing your personal autonomy. All right, the authority wound. So this moon may also surface some deeper patterns that are rooted in how you handle power and control in relationships, particularly if you tend to take on as a caretaker or a parental role rather than a balanced partnership. That is definitely my issue. I feel like I have dated, I almost said something really silly, but like very immature men that like didn't have their shit together and had to be told like what to do, right? The interesting part is with the counterpart energy, with the person that awakened me. When he awakened me, one of the things that I found attractive or that like drew me to this person was the fact that he was very independent and he didn't need someone to pick his underwear out for him every day. Now, since our situation, whatever thing, since my awakening, that has changed. Now, apparently, he does need someone to tell him what to do. In fact, he even made that statement to me before, right? So how interesting is that? Underdeveloped. Yes, Miss L. This is the moon where you're no longer allowed to be the mom in the relationship, right? All right, let's move on. Guardedness versus vulnerability. So for those of you that have been more guarded, the pink moon energy is going to note where you need help, like bringing down some old walls. And this is going to allow for soul level reconnection and reconciliation. This could be, remember guys, when I'm talking about relationships with Libra full moon, this could be intimate relationships, family relationships, partner relationships, business, like work relationships, co-workers. You see what I'm saying? It doesn't have to be like just a love relationship. All right. Also, outgrown commitments, because the full moon represents culminations. Relationships that have run their course or just no longer align with your core values are going to reach a make or break turning point. This is really, like, I don't know, sticking out for me specifically in my journey, because there has been a definite cutoff. And because I couldn't personally cut it off, like because I couldn't like personally enforce the boundary, that hence why I'm grounded, like hence why I'm here, and I have to be completely removed from everything and everyone, right? So I just want to say, you can keep fighting it, and you can keep trying to drag the people with you that are not supposed to be in your journey, that are not aligned to you and where you are. And I promise you, in the end, it's going to work out Spirit's way, one way or the other, right? All right, let's talk about now Libra full moon justice. I think that's something that a lot of us forget about, is that yes, Libra is about relationships. Yes, it does rule your seventh house, partnerships, but it's also Lady Justice. And I feel like a lot of that is getting away from us right now, because we're so focused on the like relationship part of the situation, if that makes sense. So we're not really focused on the justice or the karma part of this full moon. And I think this may be where this full moon kind of comes into play and takes us for a little bit of a like run for our money, a little bit of shock. We didn't see that coming. And that's really kind of normal for full moons, right? So don't be too surprised. But every sign, okay, let's do it by rising sign. So every rising sign is going to, so if you look at your birth chart, the very first house, right? The very first house. So right now we're in Aries season. So if we look at the chart on the screen, then you'll see that because we're in Aries season, Aries is the first house, right? That's the first house, starts right here, and it works its way around first, second, third, fourth, all the way around to the 12th house, right? So right now Aries is the first house where your birth chart is. So I'm a Cancer rising, so Cancer is right here in my first house. On my personal birth chart, right? So where your rising sign is going to depend, or not where your rising sign, but what your rising sign is going to depend on what type of justice you're going to receive with this Libra full moon, right? So I'm actually going to break each of those down. All right, as I do that, I do want you to pay attention to how this impacts your Aries house. So pull your charts out, make sure you're looking at them. Look at your rising sign. I'm going to tell you how this full moon is going to bring you justice in some area of your life, and it's going to be that Aries area. So pay attention to that area, right? All right, so let's start out with Aries rising. So with Aries rising, Libra impacts your seventh house. Justice comes in partnerships. This is going to be, again, the make or break moment for contracts, long-term relationships. If a bond has been one-sided, the scales may tip towards necessary truth or just a final decision. Also, of course, Aries is your first house of self. All right, so Taurus rising next. So this Libra full moon is going to impact your sixth house, and justice is going to arrive for you in your daily work and health. So you may receive recognition for like things that were done behind the scenes, labor, or you may find the perfect balance between productivity and physical well-being, things like that. And then, of course, Aries is in your 12th house. So keep an eye on your 12th house, Aries. All right, Gemini rising is next. Libra is going, full moon is going to impact your fifth house, and this is about justice. Justice found in creative and romantic experiences for you, Gemini rising. Your projects may reach a peak. It's going to be about being fairly seen for your talents and ensuring your pleasure is prioritize as much as your duties. Also, Aries is going to be in your 11th house. All right, if you're a Cancer rising like me, so it's going to be our 4th house where justice is going to center on home and family. Any imbalances in domestic labor or hidden family dynamics will come to light. It's really a time to establish a fair internal foundation that supports external ambitions. And if you're a Cancer rising like me, pay attention to your Aries house, which is your 10th house of career and reputation. This is where you're going to see your biggest comeback, your biggest justice. Leo rising, Libra full moon is going to impact your 3rd house, and justice is going to come to you through communication and local community. So a fair resolution to a long-standing misunderstanding may emerge. Truthful words will restore mental peace, and Aries is in your 9th house. Virgo rising is going to be impacted by the Libra full moon in your 2nd house. This is where justice is going to hit finances and self-worth. You may see the harvest of your financial planning or corrections and how you've been undervaluing your own time and effort. Libra rising. So Libra rising, of course, this is impacting your 1st house. Justice is personal for you. This is your moment to shine and reclaim your identity. You're being judged only by yourself. It's about aligning your outer life with your inner truth and releasing any people-pleasing. 7th house Aries for Libra rising. And I will say Libra rising is most likely going to be the strongest hit or the strongest impacted by this Libra full moon. Scorpio rising is next. That's going to be your 12th house. Libra full moon is going to bring justice to things that are karmic or hidden. You may find closure or forgiveness for a subconscious pattern, and it's going to be a quiet spiritual recollaboration for you. And of course, Aries is going to be in your 6th house, your everyday daily routines and physical health. So keep that in mind as well. All right, Sagittarius rising. The Libra full moon is going to impact your 11th house. This is where justice arrives in your social circles. So the lopsidedness of any group or friendships is going to be revealed, and you'll see clearly who truly aligns with where your community efforts are, or with you, and where your community efforts are paying off. Sorry for all the mumbo jumbo. Capricorn rising, your Libra full moon is going to impact 10th house. Justice is going to touch your career and reputation. Integrity is going to be evaluated by the public eye. So if you've worked with honor, this moon is going to bring recognition and fair play energy. Aries is going to be your 4th house roots. All right, Aquarius rising, 9th house. Justice is found in truth and beliefs. So legal matters, travel plans, or educational goals may reach a fair conclusion. A shift in perspective brings philosophy back into balance with reality. That's going to be, Aries is going to also be in your 3rd house. All right, last we have Pisces rising. Pisces rising, the Libra full moon is going to impact your 8th house. Justice will come focus on shared resources and intimacy. Debts, inheritances, or deep power dynamics could be settled with this full moon. It's a balancing of the books in private bonded relationships. And Aries is going to be in your 2nd house. All right, guys, that is what I have for the Libra full moon. Not true. I do have some shadow prompts for those of you that do your shadow work. Pat yourselves on the back if you do. All right, shadow prompts, and then we'll get to the collective. All right, so since this Libra full moon is all about, again, the scales of justice, these prompts could help you audit your energy. So grab a notebook, find a quiet spot, of course, after the live, and then be brutally honest with yourself, because Libra energy thrives on objective truth. All right, so this prompt is called energy accounting. You want to list your top 3 to 5 closest relationships, whether they're romantic, platonic, or professional. And for each one of these, you want to answer the deposit. What am I constantly giving to the person? Time, emotional labor, financial support, or am I ego stroking? The withdrawal. What am I constantly receiving from this person? And the balance. If this relationship or a bank account, is it in the red, overdrawn, or is it generating interest for both of us? That's called the energy accounting prompt for those of you doing your shadow work. Next one I have is called the silent sacrifice prompt. This is an easy one. Ready? Where have I said it's fine in the last 6 months when it actually wasn't? What specific boundary did I let slide to avoid a difficult conversation? That's a good one, right? All right, here's another one. The mirror prompt. What quality in so-and-so, name whoever, whatever relationship you're looking at, am I currently judging or frustrated by? If I look into the Libra mirror, is that quality actually a suppressed part of myself that I'm not allowing to breathe? That one's called the mirror prompt. And the last one I have is called the future equity prompt. And this is where you're going to ask yourself, if this relationship stayed exactly as it is right now for the next 5 years, would I feel nourished or depleted? What is one small, fair request for change that you can make this week? All right, now that is what I have for the Libra full moon. It is, she says, a packed full moon. It is. And I feel like it's going to be a very significant full moon. It is right before the Aries new moon. Remember, guys, April 17th is my birthday. And we have the Aries new moon on April 17th. It is the new start of the zodiac calendar, all new moons and full moons. I'm so excited. This 2026 year is turning out to be everything that the astrology said it was going to be and more. It is not finished. We are definitely at the very beginning. I know that we've started working with these calendars that start in, January, and we're already 4 months in and thinking like, what the heck is going on? But that's actually just not really the case. The case is that this is the beginning. I hope that we spent those months of January to April building up our strength and our faith and our sovereignty, because this is when we need it now. This is the start of 2026. This is the start of this new zodiac calendar. And like I said, I hope we're all ready to go. I did not do the things, and that's hence why I got grounded. I'm starting to really appreciate the moments where Spirit steps in and is like, hey, I know more than you, and this is what you need. Sherry says, my daughter's birthday is April 3rd. I love it. Lots of April birthdays here. Lots of April birthdays. All right, so this is what I would like to do. I am going to offer some readings tonight. I haven't been able to do this in quite some time, so I'm really excited about it. So I'm going to offer some general guidance tonight. I do have the fortune cookie bowl out with our higher self messages in here. So if anyone wants to do that, I am going to give some rising sign astrology specifically for those of you that have your charts and want to drop your rising sign in the chat. But what I would like to do, if the moderators could help me, is to make a list. Make a list. Of course, all paid readings jump the free list and get done right away. Make sure to let us know in the chat, right? However, when we get to the free list, if we are super busy and the list becomes too big, I have found this random number generator. And I think it would just be fun. Wouldn't it be fun, like, if we make a list, let's say there's 11 people on the list. Like, sometimes we get tired of, like, let's say I'm the 11th person. I don't want to have to wait till everybody gets their reading. You know what I'm saying? What if we did the random number generator thing, and then, like number 5 comes out, and then we did number 5 first, whoever was number 5 on the free list. Does that make sense? Instead of having to wait all the way through. I just thought that would be fun to pick that random generator. So if we could make a list in the chat, whoever wants to do free readings. I am going to start with the collective first, of course. We're going to look to see how this Libra full moon is going to impact the collective. I am going to start with the divine masculine and the divine feminine energies. I'm not quite ready. I feel like I got all of that out in like pretty good timing, right? Like that was pretty fast. I don't know why I thought it was going to be like way, way longer. The expected, unexpected on the bottom. This is definitely that moon, right? One thing that I will say that collectively I'm feeling is communication. It's happening in so many different ways, spiritually, physically, 3D, 5D, all the things. And please back me up in the chat if you guys are feeling this as well. Um, it definitely, there's a lot of communication. And there's a lot of feeling or that's not the right word. Like a lot of intuitively knowing that communication will happen. Does that make sense? All right. Queen of the Moon. Let's start with the masculine energy first, please. We have the release card. It's number 27. Feminine energy, we have number 22. It's the wisdom card. We have 39, creation. That bottom of the deck, we have full moon power. It is a very powerful moon. This moon is helping us align and co-create. That's why there's so much communication. The interesting part about this journey, and I know that this is going to sound a certain way, but I'm getting to the point where it's like I don't even care what it sounds like anymore. Um, is that it feels like um, it feels like it's happening whether we know what we're doing or not. It's happening whether we are initiating our own healing or not. Um, I've always said that I feel like I'm having this spiritual awakening by force. Like I didn't ask for this to happen. There are some people that like genuinely want to have spiritual awakening and they like purposely go out into the world um, and do certain things to experience spiritual awakening. That's not what happened to me. Like this happened to me without me being aware or like asking for it. And I feel like as I've went through this awakening, especially since the whole Kundalini thing went down, it seems very forced. It seems very much like I can't quit. Like it's not allowed. It seems like even when I try to stray from the path, um, we have tower moments, and then it's like I'm forced into alignment. This full moon is giving me a strong uh, uh, hearing this word that I don't normally use, so I'm not going to say it because I don't know what that is. But it's okay. So it's giving me this full moon is giving me this feeling of like I'm really struggling with my free will right now with this particular full moon. Because if you're having a spiritual awakening, if you're having, I don't know, there's different kinds of awakenings, but if you're having this type of awakening that I'm having, this very specific type of spiritual awakening, then it seems like certain things have to happen in order for us to align with where God wants us to be. And it's like we can try to stray and go off and do things that we want to do on our own, but we're having this like pinnacle moment where God's like, I'm sorry, but right now I need you here, and this is what we're doing now. And it's like, and there's really no sorry, like God's not sorry. He Spirit knows that his way is better. We're not qualified or knowledgeable enough to know what the better route for us would be. I was actually making this comment to somebody that, like, I feel in my journey that when I listen to the spiritual guidance, my life, goes easier and things are like more balanced and it's not as bumpy or rocky. But like when I try to do things like on my own, I definitely cause like more obstacles and more challenges and yada yada. Again, hence why I'm struggling with the uh, free will. All right, so the masculine is having to release something that actually I feel like I don't know. There's a lot of pain with this release. It doesn't feel, again, it feels forced. With the feminine, there's this energy of knowledge is power. Understanding that as long as she keeps learning, she will keep growing and ascending. She will keep moving forward. This particular full moon is very much about the two coming together in order to co-create. And again, I want to be like, we're co-creating our best life. Like maybe my uh, counterpart energy wants to be like, I don't know, some famous, you know, head coach somewhere or something. And maybe I want to be like some, I don't know, teacher of astrology or something, right? It's almost like it doesn't really matter what we want to do or like where we want to go or where we want to be in this time. We're literally co-creating like the new earth, where we're going, the transformation after all of the endings that Pluto is bringing. So it's like there's no time for us to uh, go off and do, certain things that we may want to do. Now, if it's part of our purpose, if it's part of like where spirit wants us to be, then we will align with that energy easily, right? Masculine is having to let go of something that they don't want to release. They don't want to let go of whatever or whoever it is. And the devil comes out. It's Capricorn energy. It doesn't necessarily have to be karmic energy. I'm not really sensing. I mean, it could be karmic energy. It could be about learning karmic lessons. But I think it has something more to do with the two people that are tied and bound at the devil's feet. The chains have broken. Something or someone has been freed. Um, we're now suddenly like responsible for our own actions. There's something about that coming out with the devil card. fear coming out with this card as well. Five of Wands comes out. It says it's very challenging for the masculine, and Six of Swords. It's very challenging to hear spirit guidance because the masculine wants to stay tied to whatever the bond is. And I just want to say it doesn't have to be a person. Karmic tie could be maybe they drink too much. They just really like their drink, so they want to stay with their drink, right? And that's why they're having challenges like listening to spirit and being able to hear like spiritual guidance. Very possible. It doesn't have to be a person. I do feel that for the majority of people, though, the majority of masculine energy, this is about breaking free from a specific person. Maybe a person that they realize like if something wasn't healthy, if something wasn't good for them, something was challenging, if something wasn't helping them be able to move forward. All right, let's look at the feminine energy. So the Eight of Cups comes out, the eclipse energy. It's the Eight of Cups. I want to point out in Rider-Waite, the Eight of Cups is one of the only cards that you will see the eclipse moon. Something could have happened to the divine feminine around eclipse time. So like January, February, something could have happened February time where you had to walk away from someone or you had to leave something. I want to point out that the Eight of Cups is that card that nobody likes it. It is that card that says you had to walk away from something, you had to leave something in the past, you had to leave something behind. But it's also the card that says it's not like you're leaving empty-handed. So all the cups are normally like standing upright, they're perfectly lined up. It's supposed to represent that and everything you're supposed to do. But inside the cups are love, memories, happiness, emotion. That's what's inside the cups. And you take that energy with you. I do want to also point out that the feminine could be going towards Two of Cups. Remember, the goal is 10. There's 10 total. So it's like this energy of I'm moving towards what I know is meant to be mine. This was not meant to be mine. Have the Seven of Wands coming out. Seven of Wands is about protecting themselves and guarding themselves. That energy has been coming out a lot. This guarding and walls up for the divine feminine. The Hermit is coming out. There is this energy. Okay, we've went through some shit, right? For the divine feminine, like we really went through some stuff. So that's why our walls are up. That's why we're so guarded. That's why we struggle to like be vulnerable or open up to people, right? I have noticed very strongly with the divine feminine energy over the last few collective readings that I've been able to do that there are some big walls guarding the divine feminine. And I keep saying, like, I know that we're supposed to be bringing the walls down. That's the message that I'm getting from spirit. But I also know that that's not for everyone. There are some people that you're going to have to protect yourself from. That is what the Seven of Wands is. There are some people that are going through dark night of the soul. There are some people that you have walked away from because they didn't want to rise up towards the light to meet you. Remember? So you had to walk away from that energy. And I feel like for the divine feminine, the wisdom is that you're learning when to walk away and protect yourself and when to be vulnerable, when to lower the walls, the guardedness. Pisces energy with the Hermit. Oh, why I said that. There must be Pisces in their energy somewhere. Virgo energy. Let's look at creation. So remember earlier I said that this is spirit's will. This is what spirit wants. If you're having this spiritual awakening journey, we're here to transmute hate into love. into unconditional love, darkness into light. That's what Spirit has us doing. That's the whole purpose of our awakening. And right now, this full moon has us coming together in communication, again, whether that's telepathically, energetically, or physically, and whether it's in the 3D or the 5D, it doesn't matter. It's happening so that you can co-create. That's the whole point of your existence, why Spirit put us here. It's the whole point of our journey. It's so that we can co-create this new world that we're moving into. Again, this all has to do with Pluto moving into Aquarius. I know I sound like a broken record when I keep saying that, but that's why this is happening, because Pluto moved into Aquarius. It's literally demolishing the old world. So right now, Spirit needs us to build the new world. Does that make sense? And we're going to do that by being in alignment and virtually we're healing ourselves. This is literally about healing ourselves. This is not about healing anyone else. This is what my problem was, because I kept thinking that I'm supposed to fix everyone. I'm supposed to go fix my ex's life, I'm supposed to fix his problems. I'm supposed to fix my friend's problems. I'm supposed to fix my kids' problems. I'm supposed to fix everybody's problems, right? Like, that's the whole problem, is really I'm only supposed to fix my own problems. That's why Spirit keeps plucking me out and sitting me here by myself. And I'm just like, well, I'm so bored here. I don't know what the heck I'm supposed to do here. I'm supposed to fix me here. That's what we're supposed to be doing. So if you're wondering and you're having this awakening and you're like, okay, but I don't know what I'm supposed to do, your job is to work on healing yourself. That's it. Nobody else. Nobody else. They will heal by watching you heal. That's it. And they won't heal if you don't heal. They'll just sit there and spin in circles all around you because you're not healing. I swear to you, I'm not making it up. Three of Pentacles comes out. Three of Pentacles is teamwork, partnership, work together. You have the same goal. The same thing has to be accomplished. Two of Cups comes out, partnership, equal effort. You're in this together. Three of Wands is here. Three of Wands is taking action towards your future. If you're on the twin flame journey, if you're tired of being stuck, if you're wondering what in the HE double hockey sticks is happening to all of us right now, this is the time that we were put here for. This is what we were put here to do. This is why we're here. This is what's happening. This is a powerful full moon. And just as powerful as this full moon is, I want to point out to everyone that April 5th is Easter. April 5th is Easter. I know this is not about religion, but there are significant moments in time that change everything. And if you're having this awakening, you know what Christ consciousness is, and you know the importance of April 5th. And on April 17th, we have the new moon, the new cycle, the new world, the new beginning. This is literally it. So if you're asking yourself, how do I get unstuck? How do I get out of this mess? What do I do? You work on healing you. It's that simple. All right, let's pull some guidance. And then we'll go over and check out that list. Look at this. Spirit loves me. I love Spirit. Relationships. I am attracted to those people who serve my higher good. I'm going to read it one more time. Relationships. I am attracted to those people who serve my higher good. Fear. I realize that I'm testing my resolve to live in the energy of love. Bottom of the deck, we have grief. I understand that losing something is an opportunity to appreciate it. I lied because bottom of the deck is love. A commitment to the practice of seeing the good in all things. That's going to be the collective reading for this Libra full moon. Badass reading, if you ask me. I'm super excited, super stoked. Can't wait. Oh my gosh. All right, let's look and see what's going on. Uncle Jimmy's basement. Have mercy. Oh, Lord. Hi, guys. Please remember, we are multi-streaming. I totally broke the Rumble, so I don't even know if that's working. And unfortunately, it doesn't even show me the chat. I do have the chat for Twitch, so we can see that Uncle Jimmy's basement is hanging out with us. Here is our list for readings tonight. All right, Sherry, Fortune Cookie, Vanessa, Jenna. Okay. All right. A slow night, guys. Slow night. We're not gonna be able to use our random picker number thing. Oh, thank you, Sherry. All right, now tell me though, after all these readings, after the collective, after all the information, do you feel ready for this Libra full moon? Here's what happens to me. I channel a lot of information. So, like, sister was asking me the other day, I was watching a video that I recorded, and she was like, "Do you watch your videos after you record them?" I'm like, "Well, yeah. I want to know what it said too." You know what I'm saying? That's how I'm gonna learn. You know what I mean? But sometimes, like when you're, and if you channel, you'll know this. You know, sometimes you're not there. You know what I'm saying? And it's like you don't remember what was said, so you have to go back and watch the things too. I have to go back sometimes, guys, and watch and look and see. But most of the time, what I notice is happening is I'll have the information. I'll know that this Libra full moon is going to impact my fourth house roots. I know it's going to impact Aries 10th house career. You know what I'm saying? But then the shit will go down and I'll be like, oh my gosh, what's happening? Like, I don't know. Like, I didn't just come out and tell everybody a week in advance. You know what I mean? Sherry's like, do we have a choice? No, my friend. No. No, we don't. Uncle Jimmy's basement. Would you like a reading? Let me know. Miss L. Miss L still hanging out with us. Super cool. This Sprite Chill Mango Citrus is my new favorite thing on the planet. All right, Sherry is first. Sherry was the fortune cookie message, right? Is it fortune cookie message? Did I have that one right? Ooh, before we get started, I do need to make a couple announcements. 2 announcements. First, let's do the quick announcement. Okay. I'm sorry. Maybe 3 announcements. I'm so sorry. I'm going to work through them real fast. Okay. First announcement. Clearly, things have been a little different around here, right? I'm going through some stuff, and I'm having to work on healing me because I got some big spankings, and God was like, "Enough of that shit, Rosa." So I'm here. I took my whoopings, and I'm apologizing, and I'm in line is what I'm trying to say. However, schedule, I do not have a schedule for when we come out. I still have several doctor's appointments that I need to go to. Having to see like several specialists. Any good vibes you want to send my way would be super appreciated. A lot of this is just testing to see if we can figure out what to believe. But no new schedule right now. I have reopened personal readings, guys. Personal readings have reopened. I do want to mention that even though we're not doing live scheduling, the private readings, I'm still doing those. Personal readings, I'm still doing those. You can still contact me. You can still go over to my website and get personal readings the whole time, right? We schedule them, we work together, all the things. I do want to point out that April 1st was our relaunch for PLR. I had talked about it for several months. Several of you had suggested to me that I raise my prices, and I kept telling you all that that was happening. April 1st is that date. I know, April Fools. I love you guys. I have kept my prices at very low, reasonable rates for the last 5 years since we started. We are now at official professional tarot reading, professional astrologer prices. So those prices will change on my website officially on April 1st. And I'm telling you guys this tonight because that gives you a little over 24 hours to order any readings at the old price. So I did want to mention that tonight, a little over 24 hours. If you want to order from my website, you can. If you just want to message me and do it through Messenger, that's totally fine. We can do it that way as well. A little over 24 hours. All the prices will change on the 1st. This is how I'm doing it. Are you ready? All tarot readings will be $75. All astrology consultations will be $150. I know that sounds absolutely insane to some of you, but my time is valuable. I feel like very knowledgeable in the information that I give and very detailed in the readings that I do, and it's totally worth that price. I will be offering discounts for those of you that are YouTube members only. YouTube is my biggest monetization paycheck right now, and that is how I get fed and how I buy my things that I need. So YouTube members will be getting official discounts, and of course, we'll work through that as that time comes in. The last thing I want to mention is going to be the Twin Flame April update, current energy update. I do not believe that I will be doing that live. Spirit has not given me the go ahead on that. I have been told to prepare to record that reading. So I'm assuming that that is what is going to happen. And then I'm assuming that I will upload that video. Because our channel is based on live streaming and, shorts is really how we've grown the channel. When I do upload a video, there's not a lot of notifications that go out. In my break time, Spirit has allowed me to upload 2 current energy readings. So if you've missed those, they're under the video tab on my YouTube channel where you can find those. And I believe that we will be uploading April's Twin Flame current energy update under that video upload tab as well. I do not believe it will be live. I do believe that I will have it done in this first week, which is pretty interesting to me because I have a lot of appointments this week, but Spirit tells me that we're going to squeeze it in. So that is what's going to happen. All right, that is all my announcements. I hope it's helpful. I hope everybody understands all the changes and all the things. I do want to say thank you to everyone who has been ordering readings, who's been sending me, get well messages and all of the everythings. I appreciate all of you so very much. The gratitude is immense and always overflowing. I just want you to know that from the bottom of my heart. All right, Sherry was, I like to call these higher self messages, right? Higher self messages. I don't want to say it's a fortune cookie message, but that's totally what gives me the idea. And guys, I don't know about you, but when I go eat Chinese, I keep my fortune cookies. Do you guys keep your fortune cookies? Like I always keep, and then like if I'm out with someone and they're with me, I always ask them like, can I have your cookie? I let them eat their cookie. I just want the fortune part, right? And then I save them. I have a purse full. I will say this about the ex, the last one. I was married for a really long time to this guy that never took me hardly out anywhere. I shouldn't say that. 20 years, it just didn't seem like it. And then I dated this guy for a few years, and he really liked Chinese food just like me. So we went and ate a lot of Chinese food. I'm just saying my cholesterol is really saying that. But anyway, and I kept all of our fortune. So I have I don't know how many of these little fortune cookie receipts, you know what I'm saying? But what I noticed is that when I fold them, because I fold them just like this and I put them in my purse, and then when I swap purses, I actually take them out and swap them with, you would not believe how many I have. And I just tote them around with me. It's so weird, right? All right, here's what yours says. Are you ready, Sherry? Sherry's like, stop talking and just tell me. All right. A wise king guards his peace. Ooh, a wise king guards his peace. Higher self message. All right, Sherry, I hope that was helpful. All right, Vanessa. Vanessa says she wants a general. She wants to know, what is this full moon going to do? You're amazing. I love you, Sherry. Ooh, Miss Ella just seen I'm cooking and dogs got out of the property. Are we all on YouTube? Yes, everybody's on YouTube. I don't even know. Sister's probably done who fell asleep. And I can't open the TikTok because for some reason it gets super mean on the sound. I gotta figure that out. But on the other hand, I mean, we haven't went live in a while, so I feel like however many we had in tonight was pretty cool. And it stinks that I can't see like the chat for all of them, so like I couldn't tell. I'd say that, but I mean, I could just click on my phone for Pete's sake. Yeah, we're not even live on TikTok anymore. So I don't know. It really does not like the restream. I don't know why. I feel like it did better when we had the StreamYard, but it definitely does not like this particular software. Thank you, Vanessa. I was trying to look for. All right. Ooh. Queen of Wands comes out. It could be about kindness, but I think it's a little bit more about imposter syndrome. Like you have a very important role. You're someone who's very important. Your presence, like spirit created you. You have this purpose. There's something very important about you. But there's this energy like the imposter syndrome, like you feel like you're not good enough or someone's better, something like that. I mean, clearly none of that is true. That's what you're feeling. It's Wands energy. So I would ask, where is Aries for you? Where is Aries for you? I feel like the Libra full moon is going to impact your Aries house. So remember how when I was going through like where we're going to get justice, and I was saying like, you know, the Libra full moon is, you know, on this side of the chart, but it's opposing Aries, and we have all of these planets over here in Aries. So you have to pay attention to where Aries is for you. I feel like this full moon is going to help you become more confident in the area of Aries on your chart. All right. I hope that was helpful. And I'm just saying this could have something to do with like children, your children, understanding that you were a mother, a parent, a good mother, something like this. Sister says we are still live on TikTok. My TikTok does not show that, sister. No live on TikTok. Like I just opened up my TikTok on my phone. So if you see us on there, that is cool as shit. But my phone says no, we're not live. It's okay though, honestly. I'm tired. It was a good live. We made it. We did it. Jenna, let me know you're still here. Aries, third house. It's communication and your thoughts. That's so weird, sister. But communication and thoughts. Did anybody ever come in? Did anybody ever say anything in there? I'm telling you, it doesn't like the restream. Aries third house is how you communicate and your thoughts. The sun shows the child, so it's definitely going to have something to do with like children, kids, that type of thing. And remember, you're badass. Like you're having a freaking spiritual awakening. You've been having one. You've been kicking ass for a long time. Don't let nobody tell you no different. All right, Jenna. Jenna, are we doing general guidance? Jenna, Spirit says that we're going to pull a Queen of the Moon. I don't know how to do that. I don't know how to make them stop, sister. Sherry says, I'm surprised I'm still awake. Me too. I was supposed to take my medicine an hour ago. Listen to me talking, old lady. My medicine. General. All right. The creation. That was our bridging energy, Jenna. How is your energy with twin flame, Jenna? Is it like you feel super strong? Even telepathy. It doesn't have to be like physical. I actually have not had physical. I have everything blocked, like as much as I possibly can. It's not allowed. I'm not supposed to, but it is what it is. Um, but it's still, you know what I mean. Like it's still happening. The dreams have been absolutely freaking insane. It's weird dreaming about other people, other places. Um, but that's what I'm getting. Creation, Libra Full Moon, coming together in order to create acceptance on the bottom. It's just more coming together. The number 4 is sticking out to me. That could be significant to you for some reason. It's giving firm foundation. Something's happened or is going to happen with this full moon that gives you such confirmation that it gives you a firm foundation on where you're going from here on out. All right, that's what I got. She says, I'm dreaming of him a lot. Same. That's not normal for me. All right, guys, is that it? Last one? I'm going to wrap it up. Thank you so much, ladies, for coming in here and hanging out with me. I appreciate you guys so very much. Again, I hope all that information was super helpful. I'm so glad you did this time. I've been off work for 3 days and we'll be working 6 starting tomorrow. I know what to look out for now. Yes, I love that. And that is the purpose. Right? Remember, the Libra full moon is, remember, opposing Aries. So this full moon is teaching you how to keep the peace, but put yourself first. all at the same time. Welcome to my Aries world. All right, guys. Hopefully soon we'll do another one of these. Make sure if you're new, if you're following quietly out there in the cosmos, just make sure that you have your notification bells hit to all. If you want to look for those two collective energies that I posted last week, you can find them over on my YouTube channel and the videos uploaded tab. I do believe that's where we're going to find the April twin flame energy update as well. And then hopefully soon we'll be able to get back on regular schedule. I love you guys. I miss you guys so very much every single day, all the time. Personal readings. Remember, uh, last prices, old prices for the next 24 hours. April 1st, the website changes. It's already set to go live. I don't really do anything. It's just going to do it on its own. I did add some tarot reads and some astrology consultations. So if you want to check it out on the first, make sure to do that. Links are always in the description box. All right. I love you guys. I'm always sending all of you a good, loving night on your journey. Have a good night.